Yeah, great win, tough win. Ugly win in some ways not. But I think as we go through the season and now we won 7 in a row. It's not always going to be as smooth as you want it to be. And I thought our team played well tonight in some ways. At halftime, we were giving up almost 60% from the field, like 56%, which is obviously not acceptable. And in this last month, we've been guarding so well that it just kind of fell apart. And it wasn't like anything real crazy systematically or things they were running, but they were just one-on-one. We just couldn't guard them, which has not been the case recently. So I was disappointed in that. But fast forward, second half, we held them to 35% from the field. That's a big difference. And that's kind of been the team that we've had over the last 6-7 games. So thought we responded well. I thought we did a bunch of good things, and looking at stats here, and obviously we did some great things offensively, other than we missed some good looks from three. But it's just give credit to Northern Arizona. Every time we got up 8-9 points, they came back and they kept it close. And at the very, very end there, that thing kind of fell apart quickly. And obviously, we missed a front end of a free throw. We missed we missed a one-on-one. They hit a three. We got a charge, and next thing you know, it's 78-77 with one possession left, 20 seconds left. I did not think they were going to, and maybe this was not their plan, but I didn't think they were going to kind of stall it out for the game-winning shot. I thought they'd kind of be aggressive and try to get in there quick, because if you don't score, you can foul and still stretch it. We're only up 1, so there's still a chance to get another possession. But whether it was the way we guarded them or their plan, that thing went down to the final shot. And give all of our guys credit. I think it was Zach on Coleman. They set the switch. I think Ring absorbed the switch and did a good job forcing them into a tough shot. And then we always tell our guys, we spend so much time in situations, and this is now the 15th game that's gone down to one possession. But it's never the shot that beats you. It's the putback. It's the offensive rebound that beats you. So point being, when Coleman took the shot, from my vantage point, I could see it was not going in. At least it didn't look that way. But that's not the shot that beats you. It's the tip in, and things like that. And so for Quinn Denker to get that rebound was obviously critical with 2 seconds left to kind of finish it out. But great college basketball game, and I think the fans, probably going with a little bit of, blood pressure raised, but also enjoying a really fun game.
Michael?
Coach, obviously, talk about Brock, 38 career high tonight. He was an offensive weapon tonight for you guys.
Yeah, and it's just, again, that's never like the plan. Like, tonight it's going to be his night, or tonight it's going to be. But we did feel like one of the goals was we're going inside. We didn't think they were going to double the post much. And so whether it was Brock inside or even Quinn Denker posting up as well. But, 15 for 21, 38 points. You take out the threes, he was 14 for 18 from 2. And he missed one kind of late, and I was like, come on, man. He never misses. He just never misses. And so it's obviously such a blessing for our team to have that weapon. But, he was great, and he really did it too. It's not like he played 40 minutes. He did that in 32 minutes. So extremely impressive. And, it was a phenomenal, literally one of the better performances. I don't know how it stacks up historically, but it's got to be up there a little bit for sure.
Talking about defensive-wise too, Coach, you held them to just 7 of 20 from the on arc, so, they had some looks that they simply would not go down, but that's right to your defense.
Yeah, and it's a team that I think, if I had to put them in a nutshell, and where Coleman really kind of messed up the game plan, is that they're a team that, like Carl Poom. Carl Poom is the 4th highest usage rate guy in the conference. So when he's in, he's scoring, and he's really good. And we talk about Coleman, but with Poom, we held him to 1 for 5, and we played 15 minutes tonight. But the goal is, when he's in, and to some degree, Trey Jackson as well, they got good post players. They got a bunch of shooters, we call them snipers, all over the place. So you got to make decisions. Are you going to go one-on-one in the post? Obviously, we had foul trouble right away, a little bit with Ring, a little bit with Ibu. Egan Shields obviously had foul trouble. But are you going to go one-on-one in the post and not give up those threes? Or you can double the post and spit that ball out. And they got so many shooters Camposano and Peterson. That's a risky plot too. Where they got really dangerous is Chris Coleman, which, give him credit, his 2 best games of the year against us. I don't know why. He's averaging about 9 points a game. He had 23 at their place, and then he had a phenomenal 34 here. And obviously it's disappointing, but he was able to get downhill and create at the rim. So now when they have a little rim pressure, all kinds of shooting and post players, they get really hard to guard.
You just mentioned you're on a 7-game win streak now, Coach. I mean, it's a tale of 2 months. January's gone, but here you guys are in February. We're getting close to the Starch Madness. What does it say about your team? You're playing at such a high level right now. You're on this win streak.
Yeah, and even though it wasn't like the prettiest game, like we're playing at a high level. I feel good about how we're playing, and I think it's just a testament to just kind of just chopping wood, man. Process over product. We talked about it with guys. You start 9-1 and try not to get too high. And, then you go 2-8 in the next 10. You try not to get too low. That's not easy to do now. Like when you're 2-8 and that stretch and you're 1-7 in the league, you're just like, what just happened to our season? But credit to our guys that now we're 8-7. And which is phenomenal. And I don't know where we're at in the standings, but I really don't care. But to go from 10th to whatever it is, 5th, 6th, 4th, our goal right now is top 6. We can finish as high as 2. We can finish as low as 8. And that's a big difference. And so can you stay in the top 6 and then let the chips fall where they may? The point being that if you're top 6, you got to win 3 games. We're all on equal footing. But if you drop to 7, 8, 9, 10, you got to win the 4th game. It's just different math. And so, like for us, that top 6 was the goal. And when we were 1-7, then we're in 10th place. You're like, hey guys, like we got 11 games left. Our goal is to get back to a winning program, which means 6-5. If we go 6-5 in these last 11, I think, we'll be somewhere around that 6-7 range. Who knows? But we're at least in the mix a little bit. And right now we're 7-1 in that stretch with 3 games to go. So again, it's just all credit to our guys staying the course.
Wasim? Andres?
Yeah, Coach, 50 points in the paint for you guys today. In the first half, you saw NAU kind of go into a zone midway through.
Yeah.
And then that was be able to switch and then get you guys wide open threes within it. But what was that a game plan going in today to attack that paint and to attack to the inside, or what was the thought process?
Well, going back to, I think we talked about this after Sacramento State. Sacramento State does a lot of good things, but they actually were dead last in the country at giving up shots to the rim. Okay, dead last, like 350, 363, whatever, however many teams there are. NAU, and we get deep in these analytics, they were actually very similar, 344. So one of the teams that's at the very lowest end where you can get to the rim and finish, they don't have a ton of rim protection is what I'm saying. And so that was an emphasis to, and it's just, we just said live at the rim. Now, for us, that's attacking in transition before, like I said, the defense, that's going inside, post play, that's driving. I didn't think we were able to drive it very well tonight, from the perimeter, but going inside. And so, yeah, we were going to test that right away early on, and it worked. And we just, hey, if it works, if it's not broke, no reason to fix it, right? So,
Coach, when it came down to the end of the game, especially on the defensive side, where it seemed like a very physical game throughout, where they kind of get Egan out of the system a little bit for 4 fouls early.
Yeah.
And then also it comes down to late and it's like free throws or something like that. But then you guys get also your guys' fouls with, I believe it's a charging foul on Zach. I believe. And then it's other things like within that. Was that a talking through on those later timeouts to say, hey, we need to, maybe play through that aggressiveness, or was it to keep calm?
yeah, it's a good question. The funny thing is we were up so much, not like we were up 50, but we were up so much that when it was a 6 and 8 point game with like a minute and a half left, we went to switch mode. Theoretically, when you get to switch mode, and your ball screens and your handouts and things like that, you should dead most of the 3-point action. Now it's a possession game, so it's 77-71, or it's, at least that. So we went to switch mode. They rolled us inside. Travar Jackson made the 2, which again, you're still up 2 possessions, but unfortunately, Ring fouled him. Now it turns into an and 1. Oh man! So now they hit the free throw. Now it's a 1 possession game, right? And so then you go down and they foul Brock, and he only goes 1 or 2 from the free throw. So we're still up 78-74. It's a 2 possession game. Let's stay switch mode, right? Well then they ran some action with a couple, go screens and things like that. We got screwed up in the switch, and Abelman, who can really shoot, he got a wide open 3, bangs it. Now we've been in switch mode for about 4 possessions. When they called the timeout to win the game, we're only up 1. There's no more switch. We're going back to what we do. So now, credit to our guys, they had to flip their mentality on like, hey, we're not doing the switch mode stuff anymore because it's not about 3. Anything will beat us now. A 2, a layup, a free, anything's going to beat us. And so credit to our guys to flip the coverage and the mentality in that final possession.
Coach, I also want to talk about Ibu.
Yeah.
Ibu, I believe he ended up with 10 points, but it was also very solid within it. Can you talk about his play style today, and then especially his helpful?
I think it was really solid. The only one I was disappointed in is we did the deal where they're going to blitz you and double team your ball screens as far as you can get. Throw it to Brock. Now, one time Brock gets a layup, one time Brock lobs it to Ring, one time Ibu's guy runs and throws it to him, bangs a three. We're like, just run it again. And so they threw it to Brock again, same thing happened. We threw it to Ibu. He passed on the open three. Again, it's just a read, like, maybe the guy was closer than it seemed like. Took the side dribble for the contested three, missed it. Other than that, 'cause it's like just take the initial one, right? But other than the next shot, he got a wide open shot, banged it, right? So other than that, I thought he was really solid. I thought he did some really good things, and I thought he played well. I thought he did a good job. And we need, you look at the production. He had 10, Ring had 8, Ring had 10 rebounds. It's just so critical to have production from multiple people. And I thought Ibu did a really nice job. The dunk in transition, that was great. And I think he had an offensive rebound crash where he put one back or something like that too. So yeah, he was vital for sure.
38 points at career high tonight. Talk about your game. You were pretty much getting most of your points inside. What was it like playing out there at the high intensity this evening?
They weren't firing, so doubling the post, which is something that we've seen for a while. So it kind of opened up that. But I would give credit to my teammates, obviously. Quinn finding me in a lot of short rolls and finding me in the right positions, and having good teammates that can shoot. And because of that, they can't double or have as much activity. So it's a blessing, and I think that this team has a lot of faith in each other and in God, and I think that when we rely on each other, good stuff happens.
And Quinn, you were backing him up tonight as well. You had a great game. Talk about the fact you were able to support the guy next to you with his offense.
Hey, I was just, he said it best. I was kind of confused on why they kept just deciding to double randomly and then just leave Brock Wisne wide open to drive and go make a play, because he's one of the best playmakers I've known, and everyone thinks that Brock is just known for scoring and putting the ball in the basket, but he can create with the best of them. So I was confused. I was just like, all right, well, if you want to give Brock 40 points, we'll give Brock 40 points, and that's what he did. So that was pretty awesome.
Defensively, you kept him at the behind the three-pointer arc tonight. Talk about that too. You had some clutch plays down the stretch, especially in those last 20 seconds. That was a little nice if you guys found a way to pull it out.
I feel like our defense wasn't as much up to par as it could have been. They had 41 points at half, and during this stretch that we've been playing well, our defense has really been the shining star for us. And I think that we had to dig in, and Zach had an incredible stop, obviously, in the game. And it comes down to being tough. When stuff isn't going perfect, what can we do? And that's what it came down to.
Yeah, like Brock said, I don't think we played well defensively, and that's kind of been our calling card since we've been able to flip it around in league. But you're right in saying that we were able to make some clutch plays down the stretch to seal it. It would have been nice if we were able to do that a little bit sooner, so we weren't in that position. And if me or Brock could make a free throw, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Coach always gets on you guys about the free throws late, but you guys are now on a 7-game win streak, hottest team in the conference. You guys had a bad January, but that's gone now. Here you are in February, playing at your highest peak as we get ready for the tournament in another month. What does it say about you guys now that you've made this turnaround from that slow start last month to where you're at now?
All process based. We've realized what we needed to fix, and we're continuing to fix those changes. And so as soon as this game's over, we're gonna celebrate Brock's 40 ball and all this different kind of stuff tonight. He hates it when I talk about him like this, but we're gonna celebrate it. We're gonna enjoy it. But then tomorrow, get an off day, and then we're right back to it because we're gonna play the other hottest team in the conference, Eastern Washington, next Thursday, and then we got 3 games in 5 days. So it's gonna be important to turn around. Just on to the next, keep improving.
I talked to Coach a little bit before you guys. I talked about the physicality of the game today, not only on the defensive ball, offensive side of the ball. And then they would then go on, switch into a zone into the first half as well. But it just seemed like, especially then taking out Egan a little bit, with then causing them 4 fouls, and then you guys getting your guys' fouls replied back with the charge on Zach. Was that something to adapt to within you guys as a group to talk about, or was that something you guys are used to, you guys can capitalize on it?
I think you always kind of have to adjust to the flow of the game depending on how the refs call it. So it's we've been earlier on in the season, we had issues with fouls, and so I think our team has been battle tested in that area, and knowing, okay, so this is something that they're calling tonight, And so we kind of have to be weary about it, or how we're gonna, you kind of have to game plan for those things, because that is a part of the game. There's 3 other players on the floor, not just the 10 or the 5 for each team. There's 3 other guys that impact the game, and that's the officials. And so you kind of also have to adapt to see how they're playing it. So like earlier, they were calling a lot of the post up stuff fouls. And so we were just kind of going to the post, and they were doing the same thing. So like you kind of just have to adapt to the flow of the game depending on how they're calling it.
Brock, 50 points in the paint for you guys today, contributing with your points as well within this. Was there a mindset change within this game? How'd you feel today, especially on senior night?
Yeah.
How'd it feel?
I think I was just trying to stay present, be there for my team, and obviously Quinn's great in the post, and Ring's great. Ring never misses around the rim because he's dunking it all the time. And I think when we have a team that can play inside out, when we're a team that can hit threes, it opens up that paint a lot. And I think because of that, just the way this team is built and we're playing right now, it makes stuff fairly easy on the offensive end. Like we mentioned, it's just a lot of defensive stuff that we want to tighten down and make our identity.
Yeah.
I want to talk about also on Zach's part of the game today. Crucial, especially on the last stop, and especially with the charging, like I said before. Talk about his performance today. I believe I asked last game on how great he is for you guys, but also within today's performance too.
He's crucial. Like, we wouldn't be the team we are without him. Because the thing with Zach is sometimes like the box score won't show how much he impacts the game. But when you watch the game, you're like, man, who is that guy? Right? Because he's just flying around. He's giving everything he's got. He's putting his body on the line. He's always going to step up and try to guard the other team's best player. Like Coleman was hot tonight. And so to get that big stop on him at the end of the game to seal it, like that's Zach Block to a T.
Yeah, he's such a winner, man. Like when it comes like that charge, in a senior night video, funny enough, there was one where he takes that big charge his freshman year.
Yeah.
So it's just who he is. He shows up day in and day out, and regardless of the trends of the game or if his threes have fallen or not, which normally they always are. He's a guy that always steps up to the plate and makes those plays.
Yeah.
Do you have another one?
Now you're going into March.
Yeah.
Now everything's crucial right now. I mean, it's not like it hasn't been crucial all throughout season, but this is now where crunch time really matters within it. Has there been talking to the team? What's your guys' mindset going in, especially after coming off today's game and last games of really competitive teams, especially physical teams? What's the mindset been?
I think around this time, there's a lot of teams that get way too focused on, oh, we need this team to lose, we need this team to beat this team, and then they lose sight of their own game. We're not even concerned about the rest of the conference because everyone's so close anyway, it doesn't really matter. All we want to do is try to be the best team that we can be this next week. We got Eastern, Idaho, and Montana back to back to back. And so we're just trying to be the best team we can be each of those games and be the best team after we play Montana heading into the Big Sky. So it's all about the Bears, it's all about Brock, all about Quinn, all about Coach, all about whoever. We're all trying to level up our game and we need more. So we're all trying to be the best we can be.
Yeah, it's all about one game at a time, one possession at a time. And we don't want to look too far ahead because when you start doing that, you lose focus on what's at hand. And I think that we have a group of mature guys, a group of connected guys, and I think that when we do that, stuff works out.
Yeah.